Hello. Simon says, let's get started. First thing I'd like to say here, you really need these double grounded electrode spark plugs. I could only find these plugs in platinum and normal, but if anybody finds any in iridium, let me know. I've tried a single grounded spark plug in iridium and I lost power and I lost gas mileage. So I recommend not doing that. First we'll pull the plug out. You should be able to do mostly by hand, in and out. And here's the single ground iridium spark plug. Don't use it. You'll lose power and gas mileage. There's the double grounded, and it should be gapped properly from the factory. Now I always put the plug in by hand first. You need several turns on there before you tighten it down with a ratchet. Don't try and force it in from the beginning because you could cross thread. And all we want to do today is spark plugs, not pull heads off the engine because we cross-threaded some spark plugs. Now it's really important to clean these spark plug boots. I'm using a little denatured alcohol or brake cleaner. There are times when I've put these in without cleaning them and it shorts it out. Then I have a miss in a cylinder. So try and get all the residue you can get off. You might even have to go to the extreme of replacing the wires. If you feel a little bit of a snap or a click when you're on that last bit of putting the wire in, that means it's just going over the spark plug terminal, which is great, but you don't always feel it. Now this wire is having a hard time coming out because it's stuck on the terminal. Sometimes that happens. Just do a lot of twisting as you pull. Working on the back one, which is a little more of a challenge to get to. We can move this emission hose out of the way. We can see it a little better. We can also use a really long extension. I use probably about a 2-foot extension to get in here. Now we'll put the new spark plug in with a really long extension and tighten it down to about 13 foot-pounds. Doesn't have to be real tight, just a good snug. And just to show you the extension I'm using. And of course clean the boot, put it in, and hopefully you hear this snap, just like that, with the emission hose in. So here we are, we're starting the other side, and we have to remove the air duct in order to get at some of these spark plugs. Now the first thing we want to do is remove the wire from the coil. There's no spark plug wire like there was on the other side. It's probably good to do one at a time. I'm doing all three at once here. Of course, run it in and out by hand as much as possible. And clean the boot. Now these 10mm screws don't need to be very tight. And of course, attach the wires to every coil. And we can install the air duct. Make sure you have all your hoses back on and the hose clamps are snug. And that's it. Thanks for watching.